I'm taking the strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 133 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, you know the rules by now. Please head over to SZN Pod or SZN Podcast. Those are our Instagram and Twitter pages. And on the link of those pages, there's a link in the bio that will take you to where we're situated at streaming wise. Make sure you head over to that, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Flowz, let's dive straight into it. First of all, you good, yeah?
Yeah, what you saying?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
We've got 3 main cards, I think, to review this weekend. I think there's major talking points from this weekend, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or for me anyway.
Yeah.
So let's get straight into it. Let's get it started. I want to talk about Super Dan Azeez first, Flowz. Super Dan Azeez. He was up against the French national champion Thomas Faure, who is actually an ex-European champion, but this was for the European title.
Yeah.
And Flowz, he's a favorite on this pod. We really big up Dan Azeez. We like him. We like the route that he's taken and what he does in the ring and how he fights. Throwback fighter, as he likes to call himself. He's done it again, hasn't he? He's done what he normally does. It's a typical Dan Azeez performance, Flowz. And yeah, he's done the business on away soil and he's brought home the bacon. I want to shout out Dan Azeez again for his excellent work and how he's moving and how he's operating in the boxing thingy. But yeah, he was able to stop his opponent. I think it was the 12th round, wasn't it, Flowz?
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Faure. He was very game, strong, and he was a bit of a warrior in there because he was taking punishment. But Dan Azeez, as we know what he does, it's a war of attrition, which only seems to suit him.
Yeah.
What do you make of Azeez's performance, Flowz, in this one? And it's his usual game plan, but how do you think it looked again on Saturday night?
Yeah, he looked himself, what we expected. We've said it on the pod before that he's so long to fight. I mean, there was points there because you could hit him, you could land, you could have success against him. You might not think he's the best in terms of skill, and you think you can outbox him, but you'll throw the kitchen sink at him. You'll do everything you can and keep coming forward. And he comes out of fights looking fresh as a daisy. You're bagged up after the first 4th round.
I don't get it because I don't get it. The whole, in terms of how fresh he looks after the fight, I still don't get it because he gets hit. He takes shots. So he should be getting marked up.
He doesn't look. He'll be looking at you, smiling, and be like, "Yeah." He talks to you as well in the ring. He'll be like, "Yeah, come on." He'll tell you, "Yeah, come on." He walk forward, smile at you, nod, say, "Yeah." So he acknowledges your work as well. So he doesn't do the shake of the head where he says, "Nah." He would nod and be like, "Yeah, that's what."
And it actually flows. It actually galvanizes him to keep going. You know what I mean?
And I say it's confidence sapping because when you've landed a 3-piece combo and the guy's smiling and telling you to come forward and he's coming forward and you're bloodied, you're tired, you're getting beat up. Yeah, confidence sapping. It's scary.
Yeah, he is a nasty bloke to fight in there. We keep on saying it. We will keep saying it because he's never gonna change, Flowz. That this is gonna be his style forever. I think that is never gonna change. Or he hasn't been given a reason to change. He will keep on fighting fights in this way, where he's coming forward, just making it real ugly on the inside and real scrappy, and just sapping away your energy constantly and just being on you like a rash. Yeah, we both knew this was going to happen. We didn't even have to see the opponent too tough. Obviously, we do like to have some insights on our opponent, but obviously this is a guy we had no clue on about, but we were both very confident that, yeah, it's going to be another typical Dan Azeez victory. Unfortunately, this French guy has to prepare himself for a world of pain because, as you say, fighting Dan Azeez in there is horrible. It's horrible stuff. I'm really happy for him because, Flowz, if you notice, he set out and done what he said he wanted to do. From day one, remember, he said that he wants to do the traditional. When he won the British title, he said, "Oh, I think they obviously asked him what's next," and he said, "From day one, I want to do the traditional way: British title, then do the Commonwealth, then do the European." And he's pretty much done that. Flowz back to back to back now, pretty much, hasn't he? So, against who did he fight the last fight? Rocky Fielding. That was for the Commonwealth.
Yeah,
that was on the line. Done that, and now obviously this fight straight afterwards. It's gone and fought for the Europeans. He's got that. So, yeah, he's taken care of those 3 belts. Flowz. It's almost an upwards for him now.
He grabbed the English title first. Remember,
Yeah.
So he grabbed the English, the British.
Yeah,
he grabbed all of them. Yeah, real traditional route.
proper traditional. You don't really see that these days, to be honest. But I'm happy because it's getting him active. He's the most active out of all of them. All the the light heavyweight crop that we like, the British crop. It's going to serve him. It's going to do wonders for him in terms of his confidence and his ability, and just his ring, everything in the ring, because of the fact that he stayed active and he's been fighting these guys. And so he can prepare himself for when he does get the world title opportunities. I wouldn't say he's ready for a world title shot yet, Flowz, but I do, as you know, we've been very vocal about this. We really want to see Azeez fight these other great UK light heavyweight prospects that we have in this country. The only issue is now, Flowz, is I don't think these men want to fight him. I will be so real. I don't think they want a piece of him. They're saying they do, but do they really?
Well, obviously, recent news is that Wetzy has turned down a Bivol fight, and he's apparently
welcomed it.
He's eyeing up a Dan Azeez fight. It sounds like, so. That's a great fight.
I need it.
Like before that, people criticize Wetzy for turning down a Bivol fight for that, but we both said he's not ready. We both said he's not ready for a Bivol.
He's getting pissed up.
I think Dan Azeez is a fight he'll go into his favorite, but it's a great fight.
Amazing fight.
I'd rather see that than him get touched by Bivol. I'll be real.
Facts.
So I think it's honest for Team Wetzy, and it's not that we're being short-handed. We're getting a great fight potentially. So yeah, I'm happy with that route. I'm
also happy if that does happen, and that is what goes down. I'm welcoming it, because that's going to prepare both of them for when, because they're both got water aspirations, and they both will be going challenging at some point. This is the perfect iron sharpener, if you know what I mean, for that. Because they're both not ready for Bivol, I don't think, but yeah, we can have that amazing fight. We can see who really is the best in the UK. So yeah, hopefully that happens. I just think that obviously Wetzy is rightfully favourite, but don't overlook Dan Azeez. He can upset the apple cart here. He's very difficult to deal with. That pressure, that intense pressure that he constantly comes with, might be tough for Wetzy. Well, obviously, if that happens, we'll break it down. But yeah, I like the sound of that fight already. That's a great fight. But yeah, a lot of these other UK light heavyweights, I don't think they're quick to rush and mention his name, Flowz. Fair play to Wetzy for calling him out. But a lot of these other men, if you notice, Dan Azeez's name is never really mentioned. I think I've dropped it before. His name is never really mentioned.
Yeah.
And it should be.
But once again, him going down this route, obviously signed with Sky and Boxer, is boosted his profile as well. He's stopped former champions now in a Rocky Fielding. He's beat up people badly. So yeah, I think they can't avoid him any longer. They can't.
They got to talk about him now. They have to. They got no choice. He's knocking on doors and just rattling cages. So shout out to him. Man, we're going to continue to follow what Dan Azeez has in store for us, because so far, Flowz, I think it's fair to say we're both liking what we see. He's definitely someone to look out for, and I'm just proud of it. I'm happy for him, for his success and everything. So shout out to him. Main event, Flowz, big talking point. Tony Yoka versus Carlos Takam. Now last week, Flowz, I think we were very vocal and clear and said that, yo, Tony, if you lose this fight to Carlos Takam, it's incredibly long for you, because you've just lost to Martin Bakoli. This is a very risky bounce-back fight, but you're up against Carlos Takam, who, as we know, is over the hill, 42 years old, about 7 losses or so, lost his last 2 fights, always loses to quality opposition, Takam. He always loses to the good people. So if you, who is considered a good, considered someone that is highly rated, the French Anthony Joshua, blah, 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 blah. You have no business losing to Carlos Takam. Tony Yoka's lost to Carlos Takam Flowz. So I'm going to come out and say, bro, he has to retire. He has to retire. I'm sorry, because what I saw in that performance, I'm not even joking here, to be honest. What I saw from that performance was a boxer that is soft, a boxer that has mentally is not with it, Flowz. He's not with it at all. Wow. Not there at all. As in tentative, didn't want to throw. Tony Yoka is 6'7", right? With a 82-inch or 81 or maybe 83-inch reach. Flowz, how can someone that has those physical gifts, not used them one bit? Why is Carlos Takam beating him to jabs and out jabbing him? Why is he coming on the inside and letting Takam bully him instead of staying on the outside and just boxing from range? I saw a fighter that Flowz that just was scared. He looks scared to me, Flowz, and I think maybe psychologically he clearly hasn't recovered from his Martin Bakoli loss. And it was very apparent, I think, in this fight here, because there was no aggression, Flowz. There was no urgency from him. It was the same from round one. Tony Yoka, to me, is someone that has not kicked on from what we saw in the amateur days. He still fights, to me, like a bit of an amateur. And in the pro ranks, that's not going to get it done. He hasn't shown any improvements, any leaps, whatever. Flowz, it was really, I thought it was embarrassing, that performance from him. It sounds harsh, but I thought it was embarrassing. And again, no business losing to Carlos Takam. I'm sorry. It was poor. Really, really poor.
Yeah, it's sad. We did say Carlos Takam's a risk. We said that it's not the confidence boosting fight you need to go back to there and experience Takam while he's definitely over the hill. There's no doubt about that. But we still expected Tony Yoka to win. Now, Tony Yoka, we followed his journey and we expected big things.
Massive.
Remember last time when he lost to Bakoli, even we've talked about all these fights on this pod, these recent ones anyway.
Yeah.
Duhapa, I questioned Duhapa. I questioned Duhapa. I can't take anything away from Yoka for that fight, but Duhapa, I expected more from him. So I couldn't even credit Yoka too much in that fight. Then he went on to fight Christian Hammer.
Yep.
And I said that fight will not raise question marks, but people won't look at that with, okay, this guy's the real deal. Because he went life or death with Christian Hammer.
It wasn't an impressive performance at all. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
It was a great fight to watch, but we know Christian Hammer's durable, let's be real, like at the time as well.
Yeah.
But you're meant to be this big talent.
You're meant to show that you're a class above, and you didn't, basically.
Yeah. And to be fair to him, was like, okay, maybe that's a learning fight that he'll learn from. It was a great fight. He came through it. He won. He quite rightly won, but he went through hellfire in that fight. Then Martin Bakoli comes and dispatches him and beats him up. And now Martin Bakoli's like, okay, up and coming. He's still making waves. But a faded Takam? Yeah. Like, look, I don't even want to be as harsh as you, but you even got it or you don't. And the pro ranks. And quite frankly, it looks like
Flowz, he hasn't kicked on. He just hasn't kicked on. It's the same. He's making the same mistakes. And to the point where I understand fighters mentally, you've lost all your confidence. And I think obviously that Bakoli fight really sapped his confidence. But you have to push through it if you can, man. This is your livelihood. Great things were expected of you. You've got, like I said, you've got the gifts, the size, the reach, the amateur pedigree. This is a guy that beat Hrgovic in the amateurs. He beat Joe Joyce in the amateurs, even though it was contentious, but he beat Joe Joyce. As in, he's got real amateur accolades, and we saw a lot of promise in him. So for me to see that performance, he looked a shell of his former self. There was no confidence in his workflows. He was letting Takam outland him, outwork him, bully him.
Piece him up at points.
Bro, it was. I'm thinking, bro, you're stand up for yourself. What's going on? Fight back. I was there shouting and screaming, fight back, bro. Fight back. You're getting beat up here by Takam. Again, all the respect to Takam, because I've always liked Takam because he always shows up. He always shows up in shape, game, ready to fight. But as you say, Flowz, he's clearly over the hill now. 42 years old. It's not the same Takam. The Takam that fought AJ was better than this version of Takam. And he was even old when he fought AJ. But yeah, so my point is, someone of Yoka's ability should not be getting pieced up like this by Takam, man. Like, it's just the lack of urgency from him, the lack of aggression. It was fought at. I don't know why. I don't know what possesses him to. For someone that's so big, Flowz, he fights very little. His fights very small. As in, he crouches down and comes inside, and he's going to lose that all day to Takam, who is what 6'1" or whatever. Like, the game plan was nuts. And yeah, I just didn't see, like I said, as you said, Flowz, you either have it or you don't. I just don't see it there. I don't see it there at all. Either as you say, Pro Rack's aim for him. He does call it a day. Or he has to change team. And this is a segue, Flowz, because we have to really talk about Virgil Hunter now.
We've asked this question several times.
I know, Flowz, and we spoke about it before, but it's not looking good for him. I can't lie, because nothing that Virgil Hunter said to me was good corner work.
You know what's it? That anime thing where people just fluke.
Yeah,
like Buggy the Cloud,
King.
Virgil Hunter's looking like dead man right now. Like,
damn, he struck gold. He struck gold with Andre Ward. Gold.
He had lightning in the bottle with Andre Ward and ran with it. Because he had Andre Ward since how old?
Since you met him as a gym. Yeah.
Since he stepped in the gym at whatever age, I want to say 6, but that's me just making up an age. But yeah, had him from then, ran with it, and look at who he's trained. Like, Joshua Buatsi hasn't looked like he's massively improved. Had some success with Amir Khan, but Amir Khan isn't a massive success story, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tony Yoka is meant to be a gem. Down the pan.
Yeah.
Who else is Andre Berto? There's been no other great
to come from his camp. Yeah. Like, no further greatness has been achieved. You're right. I don't think it has been since Andre Ward. And I think the issue that Virgil Hunter does is he almost, I don't know, when I've watched these other fighters fight, it's almost as if he's trying to get them to fight like Ward. And it's like, you can't do that. Ward is a generational talent. Like, only he can fight like that. You can't assume other fighters can do what Ward can do. It's impossible. But like, Hunter's corner work, no urgency in his corner work either, in terms of bro. Like, I know. Look, Flowz, I know he's a very laid back character. He's always been like this. He's known for being very calm.
We've seen him show urgency with Ward.
Thank you. Thank you.
So in my mind, I'm thinking he doesn't care for these men the same way he cares for Ward.
That's what I'm thinking. And to be fair, maybe fair enough, because Ward, it was like a father-son relationship almost between the two of them. So maybe that's why. But I'm just saying, I've never seen, apart from with Ward, when I've seen him show urgency, it's always the same laid-back, mellow tone with Virgil Hunter, even when his fighter's down. And this is the same case yesterday. Yoka was down. It was quite clearly down. The most he was saying was, he's getting tired. His mouth was open, blah, blah. That's like, there was no no urgency there to galvanize your fighter, who is clearly, like, Tony Yoka was at the end of every round, bro. Tony Yoka's head down, walking towards the corner. Like, no confidence in his face. Like, head down. As a corner man, you're meant to recognize this and notice that your guy's down, G him up a little bit, get him active.
Yeah.
Hunter was the same laid back, mellow, calm tone. Nothing. So, yeah.
Bear in mind, one of the greatest corner speeches has come from Virgil Hunter, where he was like, Robinson got up.
Oh, yeah.
Leonard got up. Yeah. You got up. That was cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
And this time, he was like, you need these last 2 rounds. You need these 2 rounds. It's not, you got to do more than that. I've defended Virgil Hunter in the past. I've always said, but right now, I don't know. I wouldn't advise anyone to go to him right now. I'll be so real.
It makes you worry for Buatsi, doesn't it? It really does make you worry. Makes you worry. But yeah, Yoka, man, the performance was Flowz. It was a terrible performance. I'm sorry, so shameful for me. I just didn't expect him to. It's almost as if he didn't try. He obviously tried, but just like I said, the lack of aggressiveness, the lack of where's the dog? Zero dog whatsoever. And he would land some good stuff and show some good hand speed and combinations and stuff, but it was so few and far between. Like, he just didn't really want to trade. He would happily be standing there, pour the jab, get caught, and throw a couple in retaliation, but not much. He didn't really throw many combos. Takam was outlanding him and outworking him.
Yeah,
it's poor.
There was a lack of combinations. I will say this: he doesn't quit as such, even when things aren't going his way. Against Bakoli, he stayed in there. Even after, did he get dropped twice by Bakoli or once?
Yeah, I think it was twice.
Yeah, he stayed in there. This one, well, to be fair, you can't quit against the Takam. You can't fold against Takam, but he stayed in there. He tried in portions, but like you say, there's no dog. There was no dog in him.
Zero dog in him. Soft. He's soft.
Yeah. It's a shame. Yeah, he set high expectations for himself. He wanted to win a world championship time ago.
Bro,
I don't believe he ever wins one.
No, he's never. Remember what he said? He said when he said he's not going to do it. He's not going to. He said his plan was to fight for a world title before AJ did, because I think it took AJ about 2 years, right? To get a title shot. He was like, I think it might have been 2 years since when he turned pro.
I remember when AJ won his first title.
Yeah.
Might be okay, yeah.
Yeah, it might be 2 years, but essentially, I think he dropped along the lines that he was going to do it quicker than AJ. He's not going to wait as long as him, and the career right now is in the balance. To be honest, Flowz, the way he fights at the moment, he's never going to win the world title. He's never going to be in contention. 2 losses to Bakoli and Takam back to back is insane for a much vaunted heavyweight prospect that he was. That where we saw that he had gifts. We can see he's got some sort of gifts. Because, like I said, he's got the size, the reach. He's actually, when he wants to be, he can move very well. He's very light on his feet. Athletically, he looks fantastic. But there's just no dog in there from a boxing point of view. And as a heavyweight, you can't get away with it. Takam?
Yeah.
Flowz, Takam.
Yeah.
Bro.
And this version of Takam as well.
Bro, and it was in Paris, hometown for him. Like, bro, Takam? That's crazy. That is mad. Shout out to Carlos Takam. That is his best win of his career.
I won't call on Yoka to retire because there's fights out there, but he doesn't beat any of the big. I mean, he's a heavyweight. He can fight. He will lose to Chisora.
He would.
There's fights out there.
So you might as well retire. If you can't beat Derek Chisora, what are you boxing for, man? Bro,
you can become, I don't know, food for these other men, for up-and-coming guys.
Crazy. Wow.
But he doesn't, like, his contemporaries, remember, we put him in a bracket of Hergovic, Joyce.
Yeah.
Them, man. They beat him. So I think maybe it's the case of this certain, he can't cope with this certain style, so avoid that style, but it's the heavyweight division, everyone's aggressive. Everyone comes to fight.
It's not even about avoiding that style. But if let's say I'm a boxer now, I'm a heavyweight boxer, and I get to fight, I don't find that style. Because the blueprint is there to beat him from Bakoli and Takam. Guess what the hell I'm going to do for us? I'm going to box in that style. Like, it's there to beat him. What do you mean? So it's not about avoiding that style. Man will just change and do that style to beat him. That's it.
Yeah. He can just fight food now, really and truly. Even washed up fighters, up-and-coming fighters.
With the Lucas Browns and that. My
gosh. They're man. Dave Allen rematch with him.
My gosh, that's crazy. What a fall from grace, and what a sad, because he was, as we said, that crop, the Joyce, Hergovic, and the Yoka, we said that next up, that's a really good crop. That Olympic trio, we said that, it's a really good crop to come up, and we look forward to them. But to see him like this, damn. Don't forget, Flowz, the Bakoli fight wasn't meant to happen. It was meant to be a fight with Hergovic that he was meant to fight. Meant to be that. And obviously that didn't happen. That fell through. They ordered, Bakoli then, and that just derailed everything. Crazy. I mean, I'd like to think that Hergovic would have ate him alive based on what I saw. But at the same time, you never know. It could have gone different. Hergovic, styles make fights. Hergovic doesn't fight like Bakoli. Maybe that's, it's crazy how things can just turn like that. Mad.
Yeah. Maybe it's a case he should try a new trainer. Let's see what happens then.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Let's not completely write him off, because with stranger things have happened in boxing, but from what I'm seeing right now, he can't hang.
Yeah, no, Flowz, I think that's fair. Let's see him without Virgil Hunter. If they can, a new trainer can get some change out of him, and if it's still the same Flowz in terms of mentally, he doesn't look like he's there anymore. then yeah, you question why you're in the sport for just taking punishment for no reason. Maybe call it a day. But yeah, I'll give him another shot with a new trainer. But yeah, he's not the level. He's not the level with. I can't mention him with the likes of Joyce and Hergovich anymore as a potential prospect. It's just there. That's done for now. Peak. Very peak. Let's hype it up for Carlos Takam though. Shout out to him. That's a great win for him at 42. Yeah, can prolong his career a little bit now with that huge win. Shout out to him, man. I like Takam anyway, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Flowz, we go head over to Australia. Another major talking point of the week. Tszyu versus Tony Harrison. What did we say last week? We said last week, Flowz, that we probably might expect that we'll see Harrison outboxing Tim for portions of this fight until he eventually gets caught, and he will get stopped when he does get caught, most likely. I'll probably say, Flowz, that Harrison outboxed Tszyu for 1 round, the first round. Before I'll probably say before Tszyu just sort of overwhelmed him with his pressure, his combination punching, and just his freshness and youngness, to be honest. Yeah, really, really big statement win for Tszyu. As you know, obviously stopped Tony Harrison in the 9th. So I want to ask you this, Flowz, because we did say that, we I guess aren't too sure in terms of actually how good Tszyu is. Because obviously the opponents that he's faced before haven't been maybe of the level that we can sort of rate him at. But based on this performance, Flowz, were you impressed with what you saw from Tszyu last night?
Yeah. I was impressed. And I think last episode I said that I was worried for Harrison because we might see a washed Harrison, and that Tszyu might actually deal with him for the whole fight and stop him.
And Flowz, it's fair to say, right?
Yeah. Sadly, that's what we saw. I finished Harrison. Tszyu done. I liked what he was doing. He showed good looks. He approached with a variety of punches. It wasn't just the same approach. Like he would sometimes coming with the uppercuts, with the right overhands, with the jab. So for someone who's high IQ like Tony Harrison, he kept him on his toes and was piecing him up for most of it. While some rounds were competitive, I just think, he was landing some good shots and hurting Tony. I was impressed with.
Yeah, me too. I like the performance from him. He showed me more than I thought he had to his locker, I think, Flowz. Granted, you might say because Harrison was kind of washed, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, I'm going to give Tim his credit. He looked sharp in there, very, very sharp in there. The first round started how I knew it was going to start in terms of Tony behind his jab. Tony does have a world-class jab. As you say, he's got very high boxing IQ. But I think from the first round straight away, one thing was noticeable for me. Harrison, who normally has great movement, and he's usually on his toes, moving around, lateral movement. So as you noticed, from that first round, it was non-existent. There was none. Harrison wasn't really, he was flat-footed, using his upper body movement, but not using his legs. So already I'm there thinking, that's odd. Usually I know Harrison to be a bit of a mover when he needs to be, but fair enough. He's still out jabbing him. So, he won the battle of the jabbers in that first round. And I gave him the first round of the fact that he just was out jabbing him all that entire round. But then subsequent rounds now, Flowz, Tszyu is up the ante, up the pressure, and really got onto Harrison. And Tszyu's jab surprised me, actually. It was actually quite good. Well, better than I gave it credit for anyways. He's more than just he's a bit more than just like a standard pressure bruiser fighter, Flowz. He's got a bit of something to his game.
Sure.
Good hand speed, actually, Flowz. Very good hand speed. The combination punching as well was really, really impressive. And Harrison couldn't really hang with just how fresh Tim was and just how, I guess, the aggression. And despite Harrison relying on the jab, because the ring was small, and the fact that he wasn't really moving laterally, it just made it easier for Tszyu to get to him. Harrison really had to move if he was going to sort of keep him off him, but he wasn't doing that. I think it just made the work easier for Tim to get to him and pepper him with shots and combinations and stuff. And as you say, you did say it was competitive. It did come a bit competitive because I think he hurt Harrison, got caught with a big shot. I can't remember which round it was, but it was fairly early. Third round. Thank you. Sweet. Caught him beautifully. Had him wobbling back, whatnot. Harrison survived, but I think it was sort of after that round, maybe 2 rounds later, where Harrison, if you notice, folks, he changed tactic a little bit. He started moving, and then he started also sitting in the pocket and trading with Tim, because that initial tactic of just sitting back and just trying to counter with the jab wasn't working one bit. Tszyu's jab was better than I think he expected. He was faster than he expected, and his combination punching was a lot better than Harrison expected. So it just wasn't working. But from him getting caught in that third round, I sort of knew that, look, it's going to happen eventually. He's going to get caught with a big shot, and he will either go down or whatever, or he's going to be in serious trouble. But yeah, Tszyu, really impressive. Pretty impressed by him, actually. Yeah, I really like the work in there. He loves an uppercut, boy. I think the commentators were saying it was a signature punch. I could see he loves to spam an uppercut. And even in the rounds where Harrison was a bit more game, and sort of came out of his shell, I think because he had to, because he knew he was down, Tim, he kept poised, kept composed, and then the stoppage in the ninth came from the beautiful work of just him remaining poised, catching Harrison with a counter. And then Faure, I think I lost count. I think he spammed like 8 uppercuts in a row, if he clocked. To find
it was mixing up as well.
Go to the body as well.
He went to the body as well, and up right hooks, left hooks, uppercut. Yeah, really pieced them up. Yeah.
Harrison got overwhelmed, to be honest. It was, I won't say, I guess you can say a whitewash. Apart from that first round, I could maybe give him maybe one more round, maybe, but most of the rounds to me was quite clear-cut, Tim. And yeah, younger, fresher fighter, Flowz, I think it was very apparent. Just from the fact that Harrison wasn't using his legs from the start, sort of tells me that, yeah, this is kind of a faded Harrison. Also, we know he struggled in since the loss to Charlo, the second fight. He's kind of struggled in the ring from what we've seen. He hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked the same again. I think he's 33, 34 now. I think it's quite clear to see that he is a faded Harrison, which is a shame. And him being inactive probably hasn't helped either. So, yeah, man, the youngster won, the freshness won. And he dropped him after that incredible combination. Harrison got up. I don't know how good your audio was, Flowz, but you hear the ref when he was
the ref shouted no.
So obviously he's got up at 8, yeah. Flowz, I was crying. I had to rewind it. It was so funny. So obviously he's done the standard. Obviously, held his gloves or whatever. He's told him to walk to the left. Harrison's walked to the left, wobbly legged. He's then walked. He said, "Okay, walk to the right." Harrison's walked to the right. Ref goes, "No."
That's so rude. Oh, it's creasing. I do protest for Tony Harrison. The ref shouted.
No protest, of course not. But it's just the Flowz.
The ref saw he was stumbling.
No. How could the ref go no? I swear he was laughing. He went no.
Impossible. Not today. This one's over. Oh man.
Oh no! I've never seen that before. That is so funny. Oh man! Shout out to the ref. Very very vocal. But yeah, right stoppage. Harrison would got banged in if they allowed that to continue. He hadn't recovered. And the fact they didn't protest says it all, really.
The ref might have even let it go on too long, almost. But
he did.
In the end,
bro, he did. He was. It was against the ropes when Tszyu was banging him. Bro, he caught him, and then he was like this, and I thought the ref jump in. The ref should have jumped in there, but he didn't. Anyways, but yeah. Great victory for Tim. Best win on his resume. This is probably his best performance that I've seen from him. So don't forget against Gausha, he got dropped. Remember against Gausha. So and he's not really a power puncher like that, but this is definitely his best performance. Jamel was in attendance. He was actually on commentary on the replay video that I saw. Flowz, do you think based on this performance, should Jamel be worried?
I'll fancy Jamel to win still,
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah. But we'll see. Once again, you never know how good an undefeated fight is till they prove it to you. So who's to say he can't go in there and do it, but I still fancy Jamel. I think Jamel's aggression He won't find a way.
If the aggressive Jamal turns up, then I just think the power as well. I think, yeah.
I will say, actually, when I was watching, I think someone posed a question, and just a minute for you to think.
Okay.
With Costa being is that you don't get too many. No, Tszyu might be the best boxing legend's son.
Yeah. Okay.
That we've seen in a long time, and I was thinking, it made me think, what elite boxer has an elite son? And bro, I was racking my brain and I couldn't think of many.
I don't think elite. If it's elite, no, I don't think there is one.
Just name some boxer father son.
But at the same time, Tim isn't elite. He's still up and coming. He's not there yet, but
we'll see.
He's technically still in the same boat as a Conor. Actually, no, he's ahead of Conor. But in terms of that level, in terms of they're both looking for world title fights or whatever. But yeah, obviously you got Conor Ben there.
Eubank, your boy.
Yeah, you got Eubank there, but he's fought for a title.
Cesar Chavez.
I mean, to be fair, world champion. So, but he made world title, but he wasn't good.
Your boy Campbell Hatton. You think he's got to the high?
I was gonna say Campbell Hatton as well, but obviously he's fought like 3 times. But I don't want to count him. But history. So far we haven't seen an elite fighter have an elite son yet. Yet.
In all the boxing, that's crazy, especially in a sport where there's boxing dads are prevalent.
It's hard though. It's hard. It's similar to other sports as well. In it, Flowz. Like you think of I'm just thinking of other sports as well. Like all the time, it's a small pool. It's a very small pool. It's hard to follow. As you say, it's interesting because boxing dads are active. They're there normally. It's usually the dads that weren't the fighters really just living their dreams through their son. They're the ones that get the elite sons. You get me? Yeah. Hey, we'll see. Maybe one of these days someone will change it. I guess Chavez really has the best resume, the best stake to fame there because he was titled. He was a world champion for quite a while actually. But he was smooth, man.
Corey Spinks win the world title?
Oh, I think he might have actually.
He beat Sam. I don't know. I can't remember. But he got pieced up there. To be fair,
that's taking. Wow, that is taking it back though. Corey Spinks, what a name.
Leon beat Muhammad Ali. You definitely grabbed one. I don't think.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah, he did.
Corey did. Okay, yeah.
Corey grabbed belts still. Shout out to him.
Yeah. That's a real throwback.
But shout out to Tszyu. I look forward to the Charlo fight if it does get made. And Harrison, he might have to. Obviously, he made a lane for himself coaching Alicia Bambanda, so that's his way out if he has to. Even he seemed a bit unsure whether he'll continue, but we'll see. Just one quick thing I want to mention, Flowz, next week. Gilberto Ramirez is fighting Gabe Rosado. I don't know how Gabe Rosado is still getting fights, but he is. Listeners, if you want action next week, that's all you've got, I'm afraid. But let's wrap it up. It's an episode 133 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Cam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And make sure you tune in to us on streaming and subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.